The camera industry is about to be shaken to its core. And if these Panasonic leaks are legitimate, Sony and Fujifilm should be looking over their shoulders. After years of silence, the legendary 60 series might finally be getting the revival enthusiasts have been begging for. But here's the twist. Panasonic isn't just refreshing the line, they're completely reimagining what a premium compact camera can be in 2025. I've spent the last week analyzing these leaks from multiple sources, and what I've discovered will change everything we thought we knew about the future of compact cameras. If you're passionate about staying ahead of camera rumors and top 10 cameras breakdown, hit that subscribe button right now because we consistently break these stories days before the major tech sites even catch wind of them. According to my sources, Panasonic is planning to equip the LX100 III with a significant sensor upgrade. We're looking at a 20-megapixel plus micro Four Thirds sensor, likely borrowed from their newer Lumix cameras. This isn't just a minor improvement. It represents a fundamental shift in what this camera can deliver. The current market assumption is that compact cameras can't compete with computational photography from smartphones. But here's where things get interesting. This sensor isn't just about resolution. It's about what Panasonic is doing with that data. The processing pipeline appears to be completely redesigned, with early tests showing dynamic range that rivals cameras twice its size. Imagine capturing sunset landscapes with perfect sky detail while maintaining shadow information that would normally be lost. All in a camera that fits in your jacket pocket. But the sensor is just the beginning of this story. The lens. Oh, the lens is where things get truly exciting. The leaks suggest Panasonic is sticking with their partnership with Leica for a DC Vario Summilux 24 to 75mm f1.7 to 2.8 lens, but with significant improvements to both sharpness and stabilization. Now, if you've ever used the previous LX100 models, you know the lens was already spectacular, but there's a twist to this new iteration that no one saw coming. According to one of my most reliable sources, Panasonic engineers have completely redesigned the lens formula to maximize light transmission while reducing size. The result? Images with that legendary Leica character, but with improved corner sharpness and reduced chromatic aberration. For street photographers, this means capturing those decisive moments with stunning clarity, even in challenging lighting conditions. But there's one potential downside we need to discuss in a moment. The autofocus system is where we see Panasonic potentially making their most crucial upgrade. The previous models relied on Panasonic's depth from defocus technology, which, while impressive for its time, couldn't keep pace with the phase detection systems from competitors. The leaks suggest the LX100 III will either feature a significantly improved DFD system or, and this would be revolutionary for Panasonic, a full phase detection autofocus array. This would address the single biggest criticism of previous models and transform the camera's capabilities for capturing moving subjects. Imagine tracking your child running across the soccer field with pinpoint accuracy, or capturing birds in flight with a level of precision that was previously impossible in a compact camera of this size. But there's an important caveat about this system that we'll need to address shortly. The video capabilities are where the LX100 III could truly separate itself from the pack. While the LX100 II offered decent 4K recording at 30 frames per second, the new model is rumored to support 4K at 60 frames per second. This is a game changer for content creators who need smooth slow-motion footage without sacrificing resolution. But it gets better. Panasonic appears to be bringing their professional-grade color science to this compact, including the possibility of V-Log support. For those unfamiliar, V-Log is Panasonic's logarithmic color profile that provides incredible flexibility in post-processing, allowing you to achieve that cinematic look that normally requires much more expensive equipment. Imagine capturing broadcast-quality B-roll for your projects with a camera that fits in your pocket. The creative possibilities are endless. But this improvement comes with a potential limitation that I'll reveal in just a moment. The viewfinder experience is getting a massive upgrade as well. Leaks point to a much higher resolution electronic viewfinder, potentially 3.68 million dots or even more. This represents a night-and-day difference compared to the previous model, providing a viewing experience that rivals mid-range mirrorless cameras. For photographers who compose through the viewfinder, this means seeing exactly what you're going to capture with exceptional clarity and detail. No more surprises when you review your images later. And speaking of viewing your images, the LCD is finally getting the update that users have been demanding for years. After stubbornly sticking with a fixed screen on the LX100 II, Panasonic appears to be embracing flexibility with either a tilting or fully articulating touchscreen on the new model. This is a critical upgrade for photographers who shoot from creative angles, or for vloggers who need to monitor themselves while recording. Imagine capturing low-angle street photography without having to lie on the ground, or shooting overhead at crowded events to get that perfect perspective. This single change dramatically expands the camera's versatility. But there's an interesting design challenge this presents that Panasonic may have solved in an unexpected way. Connectivity is getting a complete overhaul to meet modern expectations. The leaks suggest the LX100 III will feature Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0, and USB-C for faster charging and data transfer. This means seamlessly connecting to your smartphone for instant sharing, remotely controlling your camera for those hard-to-reach shots, and transferring your footage quickly when time is of the essence. For content creators working on deadline, this could be the difference between making and missing a submission window. But connectivity is only valuable if your camera has the battery life to support extended shooting sessions. And here's where Panasonic appears to be making significant strides. The expected battery life is said to exceed 400 shots per charge, a meaningful improvement over previous models thanks to more efficient components and smarter power management. For travel photographers, this means spending more time capturing memories and less time hunting for power outlets. But there's a potential compromise that Panasonic had to make to achieve this improvement, which we'll get to in a moment. Now, here's where things get truly exciting. The new features that aren't just refinements but represent completely new capabilities. According to my sources, Panasonic has invested heavily in heat management, allowing the camera to record for extended periods without overheating. A common issue with compact cameras pushing high-resolution video. Additionally, the image processing engine has been completely redesigned to deliver faster operation and superior noise reduction at high ISOs. But the most intriguing addition is the implementation of AI-powered subject detection, a feature that could transform how people use this camera. Imagine the camera automatically recognizing the type of scene you're shooting, whether it's a portrait, landscape, or action sequence, and optimizing settings accordingly. This could be the bridge that helps smartphone photographers transition to dedicated cameras without feeling overwhelmed by technical complexity. Let's talk about the release timing and pricing. My sources indicate Panasonic is targeting a release window between late 2025 and mid-2026, which is puzzling given the current competitive landscape. This extended timeline suggests Panasonic might be waiting for a specific component to mature or for market conditions to shift. As for pricing, expect the LX100 III to land somewhere between $1,099 and $1,299, reflecting both Panasonic's traditional premium positioning and the reality of inflation. This puts it squarely in competition with entry-level interchangeable lens cameras, which leads to the big question: who exactly is this camera for? The target audience appears to be threefold: experienced photographers seeking a capable second camera, enthusiasts looking for maximum quality without the bulk of a full system, and content creators who need versatility in a portable package. But there's a segment Panasonic might be overlooking that could be crucial to this camera's success. And I'll reveal that shortly. Now, let's address the potential limitations I've been hinting at. First, while the lens looks incredible on paper, there are concerns about the complexity of the design potentially slowing down the camera's startup time, a critical factor for street photographers who need to capture fleeting moments. Second, even with phase detection, compact cameras typically struggle with continuous autofocus during rapid action sequences due to processing limitations. Third, while 4K 60 frames per second video sounds impressive, questions remain about potential recording limits due to heat buildup, even with improved thermal management. And finally, the larger battery capacity might come at the cost of slightly increased body dimensions compared to the previous model, potentially affecting pocketability, one of the line's key selling points. Despite these potential limitations, the LX100 III represents a fascinating direction for Panasonic. In a market increasingly dominated by smartphones, they're doubling down on the idea that dedicated cameras still offer irreplaceable advantages for serious image makers. The combination of a larger sensor, premium optics, and professional features in a compact body makes a compelling case for keeping a dedicated camera in your bag, especially when your smartphone reaches its limitations in challenging conditions. But here's the twist I promised. And it's something none of the major camera sites have picked up on yet. My highest placed source at Panasonic has hinted that the LX100 III might actually be positioned as part of a broader ecosystem play rather than just a standalone product. Panasonic appears to be developing a suite of interconnected imaging tools that work seamlessly together, potentially including smartphone apps with advanced editing capabilities, cloud services for professionals, and even accessories that expand the camera's functionality in unexpected ways. This would represent a fundamental shift in how Panasonic approaches the market, moving from selling isolated products to creating an integrated experience that keeps users within their ecosystem. Not unlike what Apple has masterfully accomplished. This strategy would explain the extended development timeline, as building an ecosystem requires significantly more resources than simply updating a camera body. It would also justify the premium pricing, as customers would be buying into a platform rather than just hardware. And most importantly, it would give Panasonic a fighting chance against smartphones by offering capabilities that go beyond what computational photography can currently achieve. So, what does this mean for you? If you're a photographer who values image quality and creative control, the LX100 III could represent the perfect balance between portability and capability. If you're a content creator looking to elevate your production values without carrying a bag full of gear, this camera might be exactly what you've been waiting for. And if you're someone who appreciates thoughtfully designed tools that enhance your creative process rather than getting in the way, Panasonic's ecosystem approach could be a refreshing alternative to the disposable technology cycle we've become accustomed to. Oh, and I almost forgot. There's one more feature that absolutely no one is talking about, but could be the most revolutionary aspect of the LX100 III. According to one of my sources who has actually seen a prototype in action, Panasonic has developed a completely new computational photography mode that captures multiple exposures at different focal lengths and combines them into a single image with extended depth of field control. This means you could potentially adjust your focal point and depth of field after taking the photo, similar to what light field cameras promised but never fully delivered. If this feature makes it to the final production model, it would represent a genuine innovation that even the most advanced smartphones can't currently match. What do you think about the potential revival of the LX100 series? Are compact cameras still relevant in the smartphone era? And which feature would convince you to add this camera to your bag? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going. If you found this early look at the Panasonic LX100 III valuable, help me get this information to other camera enthusiasts by hitting that like button and sharing this video with your photography friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.